It's 1:30 a.m., a quiet Sunday night, and this footage shows something extremely creepy. We can see a car gliding down a lonely country road, the kind of place where even the stars seem hesitant to shine. Suddenly, as the vehicle nears an intersection, a shadowy figure comes into view. A man, hooded, head bowed, standing motionless in the middle of the road. At first, it seems he might just be lost, or worse, hurt. But as the car inches closer, the figure starts moving, not away, but toward the vehicle, stepping right into its way. The driver slams the brakes, and then it happens. The man lunges forward, screaming, slamming his hands against the car. In a panic, the driver floors the gas and escapes into the darkness. But the terror doesn't end there. The driver frantically calls his wife, who's traveling the same road just moments behind him. But before he can warn her, she encounters the same hooded man. Was it a robbery, something more sinister, or just a desperate cry for help? It was late at night, and a driver was making their way home, passing through an empty street. Everything was quiet, until they rounded a bend. That's when they saw it. A man standing by the side of the road. He was dressed strangely, formal, in a suit, holding a briefcase and an umbrella. It was odd, but not necessarily creepy. Yet, before the driver could fully process what they were seeing, another man appeared. This one looked identical to the first. Same suit, same briefcase, same umbrella. But the real shock came when both men darted into the tall grass on the roadside. As the car slowed, something even creepier happened. From the shadows, more figures emerged. 1, 2, 3, each one identical to the last. It was as if the driver had stumbled upon a gathering of clones, all dressed like they were headed to a business meeting. The figures moved quickly, almost as if they'd been caught in the act of something they didn't want anyone to see. Then, further down the road, another figure appeared. This one held a flare, its fiery light cutting through the darkness. The driver didn't wait to find out what they were up to. So they sped off, leaving the horrific scene behind. To this day, no one knows who or what those figures were. Some believe it was a bizarre cult ritual, others think it might have been an elaborate prank. Whatever the explanation, the driver swears they'll never take that road again. TikTok user Rafiki Shmoo wasn't looking for trouble. He was just curious. A curiosity that led him to an old, abandoned house being remodeled. With his phone in hand, he decided to explore, filming as he walked through the dark, crumbling halls. At first, it was quiet. Too quiet. The kind of quiet that makes your ears strain for any sound, no matter how small. Rafiki joked to the camera, trying to shake off the uneasy feeling creeping over him. But then, he heard it. A faint noise, like a whisper carried by the wind. But then, from the corner of his eye, he saw movement. A shadow darting across the hallway, too quick to be anything natural. Rafiki froze. His heart pounded in his chest as he turned toward the source of the movement. The room was empty, or at least, it appeared to be. But something felt wrong, like he wasn't alone. That was enough for Rafiki. He turned and bolted, leaving the house.
Hello. Dude. Oh my god, no! Yes!
In 2019, a security guard making her rounds at a hotel encountered something she'll never forget. The building, remodeled and rebranded, carried a dark history. While walking through a quiet corridor, the guard stopped abruptly, startled. Her ponytail jerked backward violently, as though someone had yanked it. She spun around, expecting to see a prankster or a mischievous guest. But there was no one. The video reveals it clearly. Her head jerks, her ponytail pulled, yet no one is there. Whatever it was, it left the guard shaken, and the hotel's eerie reputation cemented in the minds of anyone who saw the footage. October 4th, 2024, a couple settles in for a cozy horror movie night. The boyfriend's seen it before, but for his girlfriend, it's the first time. She's reacting exactly as he expected, totally freaked out. So naturally, he grabs his phone to record her priceless expressions. What starts as a funny moment takes a sinister turn that no one could have predicted. The couple's home is a haven for horror enthusiasts, with clown dolls and spooky decor everywhere. As the film plays, a clown doll perched on the wall suddenly moves. Yes, visibly moves. The girlfriend, completely unaware, keeps watching the movie, but the boyfriend froze in shock, his phone still recording. Some say it's the spooky movie stirring up the vibes. Others point to the chilling fact that the couple lives right across the street from a cemetery. Nonetheless, this moment wasn't scripted, but it's scarier than anything in the film they were watching. Out of all the videos you've watched so far, this one is the creepiest. On March 5th, 2024, a little girl stays up late, defying bedtime with her toys and imagination. She's humming a sweet tune, playing happily, when something straight out of a nightmare happens. And the family's security camera captures it all. At first, it's just her toy lighting up and playing the exact same song she's humming. Weird, but maybe explainable. Then, without warning, the unthinkable happens. The girl is dragged under her bed in one seamless, horrifying motion. The footage is enough to send chills down any parent's spine. The girl's mom, understandably shaken, locks the room immediately. But the story doesn't end there. Days later, curiosity, or bravery, gets the better of her. She ventures back into the room to investigate, only to find a doll. A doll creepy enough on its own, hidden beneath the mattress. But here's the haunting question. What exactly pulled her child under the bed? In this video, a young boy was getting ready for school early in the morning, alone downstairs while the rest of the house was still asleep. He was simply packing his lunch when his mother was jolted awake by her son's terrified, gut-wrenching scream. Rushing to him, she discovered that he was shaking, pale, and muttering about a voice he heard, clear as day, asking, "How did you find me?" The boy said it came from inside the kitchen cabinets, but the creepy part was the security footage. When reviewed, a voice, eerily clear, was captured on the recording. The mother swore no one else was downstairs, yet footsteps were soon heard stomping up the stairs, loud and deliberate. Everyone in the house was accounted for and frozen in fear. In this footage, a man named Marvin K. experienced what can only be described as a living nightmare. He was awakened by strange noises late at night, so he reluctantly investigated.
Funny anymore, man.
His video begins with Marvin calling out, suspecting his housemate might be pulling a prank. But the unsettling sounds weren't coming from a prankster. They were coming from his niece's toy, which, by the way, wasn't touched by anyone, but still started making weird noise. Then, Marvin headed to the garage to check things out. Few moments later, he hears a loud thud behind him. When he rushes back inside, a light fixture is swinging eerily on its own, as if someone or something had given it a push. Marvin bolts back to his room, visibly shaken, only to later realize that his housemate wasn't even home that night. What makes this incident even creepier? Well, Marvin revealed that such strange occurrences happen regularly in his home, but this one left him deeply disturbed, unsure of what he's living with, or what might happen next. Creepy, right? This family's story takes an even more bizarre turn. What started as unexplainable events quickly spiraled into full-blown terror, with their home seemingly becoming the playground for something otherworldly. It all began with a strange noise that woke the parents late at night. Startled, the father stepped out of the bedroom to investigate, and that's when it happened. Watch this. Without warning, a small chair, perfectly still against the wall, slides across the room toward the couch in one swift, deliberate motion. There's no one around, no apparent cause, and yet there it is. The father, understandably shaken, retreats to the bedroom, fearing for his safety. But it gets worse. Just 2 nights later, the family hears another strange sound. This time, it's louder and more chilling. Take a look at this. At nearly the same time of night, the sound of running footsteps echoes through the house, charging straight toward the father. Frozen in fear, he bolts back into the room, slamming the door behind him. The sheer intensity of these occurrences left the family utterly terrified, with no answers in sight. Do you think these creepy encounters were genuine moments caught on camera, or just tricks of the mind? Share your thoughts in the comments below.